This midweek football report was brought to you by Simple Lubes of Greenwood. No time for an oil change? Simple Lubes will come to you. Simply call them at 992-4268.
We are back, better than ever, for the second part of the midweek report. Alright guys, let's break it down here. We're going to do a little Pigskin Pick'em. Probably the first time we've done this. Chris is smiling over here. He's ready to pick some games. What game do we want to start on? I guess we'll start on the GTS game of the week. Why don't we start there? Start with the best game of this week. Dorman versus Greenwood. Steven, I'll let you go first. We're looking at Dorman versus Greenwood. First of all, tell me who's going to win, then tell me what the point spread is going to be. How many points are you going to win by?
I'm going to go with Greenwood on this one. I say Greenwood's going to win by a touchdown. So,
Steven's going black and gold. Chris, Dorman versus Greenwood.
It's going to be so close. I'm gonna have to go with Greenwood on this one. I'm gonna say it's going to be even closer. I think it's going to be no more than 3-point difference.
Well, I guess we're all in agreement on this one. I can't believe it. We're all going for the upset. I'm putting Dorman on upset alert this week. Greenwood is on a roll. Their defense is playing good, and the offense will not let them down this year. Unlike last year, they've got a good kicker, Tucker Nelson. If it comes down to a last second field goal, I have confidence in Tucker Nelson. It's gonna be, like you said, a close game, but I'm going Greenwood by 3. Abbeville versus Woodruff. You're looking at Abbeville versus Woodruff. What are you seeing, and how many points are they going to win by?
Well, I mean, you always, with Abbeville, you have to go back to Thaxton and Elmore. It's going to come down to who wants it more and who makes less mistakes. I'm going to have to go with Abbeville on this one. I don't think it's going to be as spread out as people think it would be, but I think it's going to be Abbeville by no more than a touchdown.
Steven, you're the Abbeville expert over here. When you're looking at Abbeville versus Woodruff, what are you seeing? Who's going to come out, and how many points are they going to win by?
I definitely think Abbeville is going to win. I know Woodruff is a great team. I think they're one of the best in the state. They got one of the best offense, one of the best quarterbacks. But I don't know too much about Woodruff's defense, and that kind of scares me a little bit, especially when you've got Thaxton and you've got Elmore. So I'm definitely going to go with Abbeville, probably by 2 touchdowns.
I think Abbeville, they're going to win this game. There's no doubt. I think they're going to win this game. Abbeville is going to win this game. I'm going to go with a 10-point score. They're going to win by 10. All right, the good games just keep coming. Emerald versus Southside. Steven, when you're looking at Emerald versus Southside, what are you seeing?
You know, I wish Emerald the best, but I don't think this is going to be the week. So I'm going to have to go with Southside, probably by 2 touchdowns.
Chris, you've heard what Steven said. Point spread, give it to me. Emerald versus Southside.
As much as I think Emerald's going to pull off some wins this year, I'm going to have to agree with Steven. This is not going to be the week. Looking at the game last year compared to this year, I mean, Southside's got too many players coming back. It's going to be Southside by 2 touchdowns at least.
Yeah, Emerald, I think the biggest problem they have against Southside is containing the speed. I mean, Southside by 3 touchdowns, guys. Pendleton coming to Ware Shoals. Chris, I know you're looking forward to this game. What do you see with the point spread?
I think Ware Shoals gets back in the win column this week. I say 10 points difference.
Steven, Ware Shoals versus Pendleton. You heard what Chris said. Give me a point spread on it.
I'm going to go with Pendleton, so we're going to have to disagree for
Wow.
once.
We actually disagreed on something.
I'm going to say Pendleton by 3 against Ware Shoals.
It's going to be a close game, field goal game. I agree with Steven. I'm going to have to break the tie for the guys on this one. I'm actually going to go against the Purple Storm on this one. I'm going with Pendleton. If I give them a point spread yet, I'm going Pendleton by 10 points. Let's move on to the college scene, guys. The big game this week, Clemson versus Georgia Tech. It's on Thursday night. Steven, I'll go to you first. Clemson versus Georgia Tech. Will they win this game against number 15 Georgia Tech?
Yes, they will. I'm going to go with Clemson over Georgia Tech. I'm going to go with Clemson by a touchdown.
Wow, sticking to your roots on that one. Big surprise. Chris, let's see if you're going to go against the grain here. When you're looking at number 15, Georgia Tech versus Clemson, what are you seeing? Who's going to win and how many points?
Honestly, I think Clemson can come out on top in this ball game. It's not going to be by more than a touchdown.
Clemson versus Georgia Tech. No surprise where these guys are going. They can't get away from the roots. Purple and orange runs deep in that bloodline. I'm taking Georgia Tech in this one. I'll go by 2 touchdowns. Last game, real quick, guys, before we update the watch list a little bit. South Carolina versus Georgia. Steven, talk to me a little bit. South Carolina versus Georgia. Make a prediction. I kind of see where you're going already.
But this year I'm going to go with USC. Even though I'm pulling against, I know that's my rivalry. It's a team I don't really like as much. But I'm going to say USC comes out with the win. I'm going to say Steve Spurrier gets the boys ready, and they're going to win by no more than a touchdown.
Wow.
Yeah.
A shocker. Chris, when you're looking at South Carolina versus Georgia between the hedges, what are you seeing?
Well, Carolina, they squeaked out a win against NC State.
That's an understatement of the year.
Yeah, I mean, for NC State not to score a touchdown in a football game
At home,
that kind of like raises a red flag. Like, what in the world? We were playing South Carolina at home and lost. I'm gonna have to go with Georgia on this one. I mean, they've got too many offensive weapons. They're playing at home in front of their home crowd. They're going to have a crowd behind them. I say Georgia wins by no more than 10.
You know where I'm going on this one. Go Dogs! Sick 'em! Woo, woo, woo. We're going Georgia Bulldogs on that one. Anyway, Georgia, I'll go by 10-point spread on this one. Guys, let's update the watch list real quick. Steven, I think you might have maybe 1 or 2 players on the defense.
Right. Well, Abbeville's just playing lights out right now, defensively and offensively. So I wish I could pick more than 4 players, but I may have to add Andrew Osborne and Michael Tiller because Friday night's game against Hart County, they really stepped up big, especially in the first half.
Chris, on the Ware Shoals side of things, are we taking anybody off, adding anybody?
I think we got to add a couple of defensive players this week, and Stevie Hill and Matthew McCarson. Talk a little bit about Stevie first. Stevie's one of those players from last year that got injured early in the season, was out pretty much the whole season. He's really come back with a vengeance over summer, working through summer camps and stuff. Matthew McCarson, big number 72. They call him Shrek. I've still got to find out where that came from, but he made a hit on their quarterback, on Batesburg's quarterback. I mean, it was like a 12-yard loss.
Find out who those names are going to be for Greenwood, Emerald, and 96. I know we didn't talk about it on here. Go ahead and check out Greenwood Today Sports this Wednesday. Go over to the watch list players, or you can go into the Mid-week Report and check out the team reports. We forgot about a game, guys. Saluda versus 96. Last game. I don't want to forget about the Hardtack Cats. Real quickly, Steven, 96 versus Saluda. What's the point spread?
96 goes down there and they win by no more than a touchdown.
Chris, 96 versus Saluda, real quick.
I think 96 travels to Saluda, and I think Saluda takes it by no more than 3.
Hardtack Cats is back, baby. I'm going to break the tie. I'm going 96 by 3. It's going to be a field goal score. For Stephen Miller, a 96 alumni. For Chris Maxey, the Ware Shoals runs deep in his blood. He's going to always stick with that. I'm Jonathan Graves, another 96 alumni. This was my house, but you're welcome anytime. This is the GTS Mid-week Report.
This midweek football report was brought to you by Simple Lubes of Greenwood. No time for an oil change? Simple Lubes will come to you. Simply call them at 992-4268.